morning, Mr. Barlow.
I don't see why I'm here.
Well, as I said on the phone, we just want to ask you a few questions about your relationship with Toya.
Why? We broke up 4 years ago. We barely have any contact.
Nevertheless.
And I thought she'd already been charged.
We've had some new information.
Oh, new information. What's that code for? Oh, right, OK, you're not going to tell me. What have you been doing, bugging a flat or something? You've been picking up random snippets of conversation, have you? And turning it into something completely untrue.
Actually, your nephew, Adam Barlow, has informed us that Toya said she wanted to kill her husband.
Sorry, it's ridiculous.
And he insists she meant it.
Look, Adam was very close to Imran, right? He's grieving and he's angry.
Maybe, but we have to take his allegations seriously.
Toya's not a murderer. Do you know you lot? You focus in on the wrong people. There are real murderers out there, you know, hiding behind smooth personas, big cars, flash jobs. But you don't question them, do you? Because they probably played golf with your chief constable or whoever your top lot is.
I'm sorry if that's your perception of the police, Mr. Barlow, but I assure you that is not the case here. I'm simply trying to understand more about the mindset of Mrs. Habib.
I just told you, we barely have any contact. As far as I'm aware, her and Imran were very happy.
Perhaps you could tell me about baby Susie.
You've got to understand how desperate Toya was to have a baby. We tried for so long. Round after round of IVF failed, and then we eventually found a surrogate. And then just as things were looking hopeful, she miscarried. Toya she was devastated.
So when Eva Price offered her baby Susie, what did Toya do?
You obviously know the answer to that question.
Yeah, but I'd like you to answer it.
She agreed to take her.
Did she tell you this?
No. She told me Susie belonged to the surrogate.
She lied to you? When you found out the truth, how did you react?
I was angry and upset.
And what did you do?
I just ended the relationship. But in hindsight, I do understand why she did it.
But even with the benefit of hindsight, you must still acknowledge that what she did was extreme.
Toya she was a mess back then. She's not the same person.
Yet she still clearly harbours a desperate desire to be a mother. You know, she's fostered 3 children and then was happy to bring up her husband's child, a child he'd had with another woman as the result of infidelity. What did that tell you about her?
It tells me she's very forgiving.
Oh, forgiving her still. As you said yourself, desperate to have a baby. Any baby she could nurture as her own, at whatever cost.
Where are you going with this?
As I said, I'm just simply trying to understand the mindset of Mrs. Habib.
Look, I understand that Toya acted wrongly where Susie was concerned, but I don't really see how this is relevant now. I'm sorry, I don't.
Thank you, Mr. Barlow. That'll be all. They said you were asking for me.
There are things I need to tell you. I'm aware that you've been speaking to Adam and Peter Barlow.
We have, yes.
So it's obvious that you still have questions about the accident. I just want to make it clear that I wish to fully cooperate with the investigation, which is why I'm here.
Well, that is good to know, Mrs. Habib. I mean, we were planning on questioning you again, but we're going to wait until tomorrow. Bearing in mind, it is your husband's funeral today.
We had the service earlier. I'm sure you can understand that I'm very keen to get everything cleared up.
Of course.
So, shall we begin?